Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Gio, and I appreciate you listening in. Today we're going to do chapter 29 for White Silk Lover. Sunday, May 2nd, about 11 a.m. Kobe would never ask me for money, ever. That's not his style. I forced my shoulders to relax. Sam would. What's your game? I said. Extortion? Blackmail? Embezzlement? Javier took the auction list, passed it around to the others, began speaking in Spanish. I knew enough to know that he was swearing. Why, Sam? I said. Les bellowed. He'd make a great opera singer. You've been stealing from us the entire tour? I took the paper and stared at the prices. Was it for the money? The thrill? Wasn't being a famous drummer enough? Sam calmly closed the suitcase. Do you know how hard it is to be your brother? The superstar, the multimillionaire, triple platinum idol of millions? It's been that way for years. Everybody expected me to be like you. So that means you steal from us? From me? It's not stealing. For you, that's not even pocket change, Sam said. Look at the prices you've sold these for. You've made $500,000? Lindsay said. Sam stood, his suitcase in hand. Yes, I did. Unlike the rest of you, Tomas isn't the only millionaire in the room. It's taken a while, but I'm there as well. You made $1 million with my guitar picks, Javier said. You stole your own conga drum? Joey said. In the beginning, it was gossip, secrets, and pictures. As Sterling got bigger on the charts, the prices the websites and magazines paid me increased. This year, since Sterling Lock was heading down on the charts, I took advantage of what might be our last year and auctioned a bunch of stuff and sold tons of pictures, Sam said. Do you remember when you, me, and Kobe had the pillow fight and you two fell asleep, arms around each other? One of the rag mags paid me $100,000 for that. Last night, when I got home, you and little Kobe were asleep together. You had your arms lovingly around him, and poor little Kobe was holding his injured hand. The same magazine gave me $150,000 a couple of hours ago. Guess who has also written an article about it? If Wasteland won't give me $100,000, I know a couple of others that will. I'm not just a multimillionaire. I'm a journalist known for getting the dirt on this band. I can post anything I want on Wasteland in seconds. And with all the advertisers and sponsors, I can make tons of money in minutes. I have a following. The emptiness I had thought was gone returned. You snuck into our room and took pictures of us? Of me and Kobe? Last night? While we were sleeping? That's sick, Lindsay said. Sam, you have problems, as in mental ones, Joey said. I walked in around 3. Everybody was asleep. I checked your door. It was unlocked, and it only took a second. Sam grinned and said, Good thing you and Kobe wore something. I would have gotten more if you hadn't. My chest felt tight and empty. I stared at the floor, fighting an anger that threatened to jump out and start screaming. I was so ready to punch my brother. You've been doing this for years? You're my brother. Did you hate me that much? Sometimes, Sam said. You are an egotistical jerk, and I'm about to rub your nose in it. I'll soon be richer than you, and like I said before, when you go down, I'm laughing. And I'm laughing right now because I'm taking Sterling Lock down and making a ton of money. You better take lessons from your boyfriend about living on the streets. What do you mean? Les said. The reason I've been late? I've had to finish the proofs for my book, Sterling Unlocked, the unauthorized biography. I've already gotten $1 million in advance, and once it comes out, I'll be a best-selling author, with more money than Tomas can dream of. Think of it. Millions of fans, $30 a hard copy, $15 for a digital copy, $10 for a paperback. That's only American rights. Then there's international rights. I like the numbers, and it's already at the publisher. The digital edition is almost ready, and pre-sales are enormous. If you look through the papers on the floor, you can see 3 proposed covers. I've already told them which one I like. You can't do anything about it. Our story is all on our website. What can you add? I said. Plenty, Sam said. I'm telling the real story. Real story, Javier said. Real, as in how Tomas Blake, the real Sterling Lock, was adopted from the Czech Republic. Tomas is a fake. You've never been to England. And they'll love our moms. I've included a little bit about Emmy and a lot about Kobe. Did you know I found his parents living in Arizona and interviewed them about their gay son? Did you know they kicked him out of the family until he decided to be straight? They had to leave Vegas because his school found out. Word spread, and his parents were ashamed for their high values. But by that time, Kobe had disappeared. Another poor victim lost in the streets of Vegas. That's solid gold. Do you know what's even more gold? I put a few feelers out, and somebody recognized him. It only took $1,000. Did you know your innocent, homeless Kobe was a prostitute, and now he's trying to make it in music? Poor guy, Maya said. You're publishing Kobe's personal shame? For money? I yelled, balling my hand into a fist. Don't do anything stupid, Joey whispered and gripped my arm. Les glanced at me. His eyes narrowed. Why go after Kobe? He's Tomas's boyfriend, Sam said, and I hate Tomas. I had to write fast so it would make the book. Are you proud of yourself? Lindsay said. I am, because it took a lot of work. But he's not the only one with an interesting past. Lindsay, Sam sneered. Your marriage troubles weren't as interesting until you two split. You did know your ex had an affair while you were married, right? It's in the book. I even have the other woman's name, and the kid they had. Javier, you're boring by comparison. Little Catholic choir boy with enough kids for 3 families. Boring. Except for the 6-month fling you had with the fan. Do you know how much money I'll give for that? Maya, our little bisexual gypsy who sleeps with as many people as Sterling is supposed to. I kept track as best I could. Do you know how much fun I had with that? I made a list of all the people you slept with, and it's in the book. Bastard, Maya said. I can't forget Albert, the drunk limo driver given a second chance because he blew it on his previous job. I haven't had a drink in 510 days, Albert said. Joey keeps me clean. Are you trying to destroy his reputation? Maya said. Too bad Jerry's not around. The problems he and Monica had, they're the couple that almost isn't. Then there's their neglected son who has to stay with his grandparents because Mommy and Daddy are traveling all over the country, staying away from each other. We can't forget Les, the man who goes on tour so he doesn't have to go home and face his wife's debts. We are not talking tens of thousands, are we? I posed as a bill collector and talked to your wife. You did what? Les said. How about an ex-MP, Joey, with an anger management problem that almost got her a dishonorable discharge? It did get her an assault charge. It's all in my book, Sam said. Joy took a deep breath and cracked her knuckles. You didn't research far enough. It doesn't matter. I'm making millions off of all of you, and there's nothing you can do about it, because it's all true. It's all public knowledge if you dig deep enough. And I did. You did all of this for a little money? Lindsay said. A lot of money, Sam said. I'll show you anger management problems, Joey said, lifting a fist. Not this time, Albert bellowed. He pushed past the others, past Joey, and punched Sam so hard Sam fell on the couch. I grabbed Albert's arm to keep him from doing something stupid again. Joey took the other. He doesn't know anything, Albert yelled. The fury within me faded, replaced by an arctic coldness. Do you know what kind of attention you're forcing on us, on Kobe, our moms, everybody's families? They should know that being related to a star isn't easy, Sam gloated. Maya reddened. You monster. That was all private. Akiko could handle it, I said, but not Perrine, and not Kobe. You'll destroy them. Not me either. We were like family, Lindsay said. How could you do this to us? My brother smirked. You can do a lot when you've got millions. Did you even think how this would affect moms when they found out? I said. Or me? Or the rest of us, Javier said. I made a mistake, one that almost destroyed my family. My wife forgave me, but what you're doing can rip us apart. I'm begging you, don't do this. It's already done, Sam said, standing up and rubbing his jaw. The only thing I care about is living life like I deserve. Half of what Tomas earned should have been mine. You didn't earn it, Javier said. You don't have the talent for it. I didn't see you sweating it out with the choreographer, Maya yelled, or the trainer, or anyone else. You didn't write any of the songs. You didn't make any of the videos. You're not going to college. You're just a lazy... Sam, I said, you're fired. You can't fire me. You're not the boss, Sam yelled at me. Then complain to Les, I said. Oh, he's right here. Les folded his arms. With the amount you have stolen and sold it for, I would think it grand larceny, and that is prison time. With the information you have leaked and the pictures, that means big lawsuits. I'm referring this to our record company, our lawyers, and the police. Prison, Sam said. That's funny. It's just little things. A lot of little things, Maya said, and a few big things, and our trust. You heard Tomas, Les said. You are not welcome here, by any of us. What's worse, when word gets out about what you've done, no band will hire you. I agree with Tomas. You won't work for us ever again. It doesn't matter, Sam sneered. I'm a multimillionaire just like Tomas. I won't have to work ever again. I've heard enough. Joey, Les said, escort Sam to a chair in the green room. I'll need you to act as liaison when the police get here. I need to make some phone calls to the record company. Got it, Joey said. You're calling the police for a jacket, a few guitar picks, and a few scribbled songs? Sam fiddled in his pocket and shifted from leg to leg. You're kidding. That was the first song Kobe and I ever worked on, I said. I understand why he bought it. It meant a lot to both of us. You can't keep me here. I'm leaving. Sam pulled a small cylinder from his pocket and sprayed. He waved it in all directions. Mind-numbing pain scorched my eyes, my skin. My eyes and face burned. Tears blinded me. I couldn't breathe. I tried to inhale. It got in my throat, and the burn overwhelmed anything I had ever felt. Snot cascaded out of my nostrils. I choked, coughed, crawled. When had I fallen? It burned. I wasn't the only one. Screams, cries, gasps, swearing. It must be pepper spray or something like it. I've got to wash it off. I leaned on something and got to my feet. The door to the bathroom. Where was the door? Flailing my arms, I hit somebody. She was screaming. I grabbed her, and through the distortion of the tears, I saw the door. I hauled both of us to the shower, turned the water on full, and sprayed us both. It was Maya. We have to help the others, I croaked, and stumbled back. I could barely see. I grabbed a shoulder and pulled someone else to the shower. Maya was still there, water playing on her face. She stepped out and made room for the next person, Albert. Maya brought back Javier. I reached Lindsay. Joy made her way to the sink and flushed her face with water. We were all coughing and choking, our faces wet with tears and snot. I'm having trouble seeing. Who's left? Maya said, leading somebody. A body lay on the floor. Still. Les. His hand held his heart. Tears streamed from his eyes. His skin was pink, and his lips were turning blue. Les has stopped breathing, I yelled, and knelt next to him. I grabbed his arm. I think it's a heart attack. Joy was there, wiping her eyes. Call emergency. My private phone rang. Only a few people have the number. My mom's, my ex, Jerry, Sam. Recently, Maya so he could coordinate the squealers. I gave it to Les when Jerry left. Everyone is accounted for. It has to be Kobe. Kobe, listen carefully. We need help. It's Sterling, some girl screamed. Stay away from Kobe. He's only using you. Everybody's phones rang, not just mine. Girls screamed on the other end of everybody's phone. We hate Kobe. It's really them. Then a scream. We love you, Sterling. Dump Kobe. Put Kobe back on the streets. Kobe's a fake. I hung up, and my phone rang again, and again, and again. Incoming texts filled my phone as well. Every time I hit ignore, another call had already replaced it. Thousands of people must be calling me. I tried to use the phone, but too many calls were coming in. I couldn't switch to another app before the incoming call took priority. So many calls and texts. My phone was useless. I'll find a clear phone, Lindsay said, stumbling out. Are you okay? I asked. No, Lindsay said as she left, her eyes blinking, her face wet. My eyes feel like acids in them. Maya and Joey huddled over Les. Maya wiped his face with wet paper towels. Albert, his face and eyes terribly red, lumbered out of the bathroom. Sam sprayed me in the eyes, Albert gasped. Joey, are you okay? I can't see. Joey ran to him. I'm here. How's Les? I said, and led Albert to the couch. Anyone know what happened to Sam? I think he ran out, Javier said. I don't feel so good. He started coughing and gagging. Then he threw up. On the makeup table was a basin filled with water for the tattoos. I handed it to Javier and helped him sit next to Albert. His skin had turned kind of a greenish pale, and his hands shook. Lindsay ran back with the phone. Jay and his boyfriend ran in behind her. I've called emergency. The police arrived a minute later with EMTs and paramedics. They flushed our eyes and had some cream we put on our faces and any skin that still burned. They worked on Les and rushed him out on a stretcher. The ambulance took off. Sirens loud. I hate the sound of sirens. The EMTs wheeled out a very pale Javier and Albert. Joey went with them. More sirens. The police asked us a lot of questions. I called the record company and told them what had happened. I also called Jerry, but only got his answering machine. I can't sing, Lindsay said. Not with this voice. I'm sorry, I can't do the concert tonight. No keyboardist, no guitarist, no drummer, no driver, no manager, no bodyguard, no agent, and I had a concert tonight. I leaned my head up against the wall. It wasn't even noon, and I had lost my band. What do I do? Was this how Kobe felt when his parents kicked him out? Alone? Helpless? Sick? My hands won't stop shaking. What do I do? My friends were gone. Who could I turn to? My mom's? My phone won't stop ringing. I can't even put it on airport mode because the incoming calls prevent me from switching apps. Sam had just destroyed the band. He had destroyed Sterling Lock. We couldn't play tonight. Unless... maybe Kobe would have an idea. I've called him enough. I have his number memorized. Crystal could take the drums, and Kobe could take over the keyboards from Lindsay. Kobe knew the songs. He could play them one-handed. A keyboard was a lot easier on the hand than a piano. Or he could pretend to, and we could use a pre-recording of the keyboards. This could be his big chance to make the big leagues. I bet even Dr. Garnier would be impressed. And maybe Kobe could earn a bit of extra credit, and she could forgive him for being late on the final. I called Kobe. He would love this, and I needed to hear his voice. Almost immediately, the phone said, "Mailbox full." That's impossible. We'd been calling each other for a month, and that had never happened. I lowered the phone, listening to the voice repeat, "Mailbox full." What had Sam done? Denial of service was what the hackers called it. Very few people had my number. My brother was one of them. Sam had everybody's number. The same attack that disabled my phone disabled everybody else's, including Kobe's. Kobe's phone number had been included with the contact information he had sent to get our song back. Kobe would have been studying when his phone rang. He would answer it, thinking it was me, and heard screaming girls yelling, "I hate you." This weekend had already left him fragile. I gave the phone back to Jay. A silent dread sunk through my body. Sam would go back to the hotel to get his things before running out of Nebraska. Kobe was alone in the suite and would not know anything about what had happened. The clock on the wall said the attack had happened an hour and 30 minutes ago. Plenty of time for Sam to get to the hotel, get his things, and confront an unsuspecting Kobe. "We have to get to Kobe right now," I said. Sam went after Kobe too. "Albert's got the keys and they took him to the hospital," Maya said. "Can you hotwire a limo?" I asked. "I'll pay for the repairs." "Kobe isn't the only one with an interesting skill set. Give me a minute," she smirked. "But I warn you, if I find Sam, you won't be able to stop me from ripping his ears off." I turned to the police. "I will need an emergency escort and somebody to meet us at the hotel to help us." I explained why. I got the escort and we raced over. A police car was already there, and reporters. I ran up the stairs, Maya behind me. We ran down the hall to our suite. An officer stood outside our door, and a couple of people with crime scene on their jackets walked in. "Hold on, son," the officer said. "No one is going in the room." "I have to," I said. "I'm sorry," he said. "This is a crime scene now." "Oh no," Maya said. "Not Kobe." The door was open. It let me look all the way across the living room and to the deck where Kobe had been studying. The same place he had told me about himself. The place we watched the sunrise this morning. The place we kissed. A small voice came from under the couch, and it yelled, "Kobe, you're disgusting. I hate you. Is the line still open? It's my turn. Kobe, you're sick. Stay away from Sterling." A chair was overturned. The distinct sharpness of vomit was in the air. A lot of papers were on the floor. Kobe's laptop was sideways and faced us. It had a website on it. Entertainment Wasteland. The Sterling Lock page. It was too far away to see the article. Oh my God. The overturned chair? Was that blood on it? "That's Kobe's laptop," I said. "What's going on? Where's Kobe?" "Would you have a seat in the lounge, please?" the officer said. "We have a few questions about the crime scene." "Where is my boyfriend?" "I'm sorry," the officer said. "We don't know." Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Peace.